So, welcome to class. Today I'd like to start with our wake up, just so we get all those energies moving in the right direction. Now remember, you can tap, you can massage, or you can just be in, your energy field. So you can just sort of like tap here. If you don't feel as though you want to make any impact on your physical body, it'll work just the same. Okay, so just any comfortable position, what feels right for you. And then we're going to start underneath our collarbones. We're just going to start that tap. This is our kidney meridian. And the breath here, I'd like to be in through the nose and out through the mouth. If you make that out breath a little bit longer than the in breath, that'll help to calm the body down. And if you've got any tightness, tension in the body, you can let that go on the out breath. Okay, so the next one is up and down your sternum. That's our thymus meridian. And this helps our immune system stay strong, helps us produce T cells in the body. As we age, the thymus shrinks, so this helps to sort of wake it up again, really. Be nice to feel we get some expansion out of that. And then we're going to go under the arms for the spleen meridian. So you can do one arm, you can do both, or you can give yourself a hug and do it. So just see where your shoulders will let you go and what feels more comfy, okay? But you can always do one arm, just see what feels the best. Same breath. So this spleen meridian, it metabolizes our food, our thoughts, all of our life experiences. Just helps put them all into a row, all into place. The last tap is underneath the eye, so on the bones. You can sort of go all the way around if you fancy. And this is the stomach meridian. Meridian that helps to ground us, takes us out of being busy-minded. Fabulous. Let's just shake the hands now. We're going to take one hand and bring it up to the other shoulder. We're going to squeeze the muscles. We're going to smooth down to the opposite hip and flick off the fingers. Okay, so we're going to opposite, smooth, squeeze, smooth and flick. Squeeze, smooth and flick. So this is where we're getting the energy to move across the body. It needs to be moving in all directions, not backwards. That's the secret. Get the energies moving forward, not backwards. If you find yourself doing things or going out for a walk and you're more tired than when you first went, that can often mean that the energies are moving backwards, and we need to sort of shift that around just gently. All right, and then we're going to bring the hands in front of the hips. So today, let's bring in a positive word. So something that you would like to feel or be, or you can bring in a whole sentence. So my sentence this morning was, I have more than enough energy for what I need to do today. Okay, because I don't always feel that energetic, but I know there's things I have to do. Okay, so if you just think of maybe a word or a sentence, and we're going to go through that 3 times. So you repeat that sentence or that word to yourself on your in-breath as you bring the hands up, because that's going to zip it in. And then if it's a short one, you can bring the word or the sentence in again as you breathe out. Okay, so for me, it's I have more than enough energy for all I need to do today. And I can say it again on my out breath. I have more than enough energy for all that I need to do today. That's why the wake up is so good to do in the morning, because you've just set that intention into your life, really. Okay, so we're going to go a bit deeper today. We're going to have the middle finger at the belly button, the other middle finger in between the eyebrows. That's called our third eye. And here we push in and hook up if that feels safe for your body. Otherwise, just sort of touch there. And we're going to do another 3 breaths, okay? So this is actually called the hook up, bringing everything into alignment. When you've done your 3 breaths, just shake the hands off again. Sit back in your chair, close the eyes and bring the hands onto the thighs. I just want you to check in with any sensations traveling through the body after all that work. So you might feel that the mind feels a bit lighter, less bogged down by thoughts. You might feel some energy moving around the body, whatever it is for you. Okay, so opening the eyes, coming halfway forward in our seat so that we make this core do the work for us and we're not using the chair to do the work. So dangle the arms down beside the body. We're going to stretch through this neck. So right hand's going to hold the chair. Going to slide down your imaginary wall. Down we come, leaning over, just getting the head and the arm to sort of dangle and naturally come into that stretch through the other side of the neck. Don't grip the chair too hard, just enough to stop you falling off it, really. So this is where we use our core strength to bring us back up, head last. Once the head is up, bring the chin to the chest. See what it feels like to have done one side and not the other. Bring the head back up, and then we're going to slide down the other side. So the left hand's going to hold the chair. Down we go. Just sliding, sliding, sliding. Sliding, sliding. You know, if you feel really burdened, you could even visualize all the stress, all those thoughts just sort of melting off your shoulders, because that's often where we hold everything. Eventually it sort of nails us into the floor with all the weight. All right, use that core strength, push ourselves back up, head last. Leave the arms where they are as we bring the chin to the chest. Right, bring that head up. Now we're going to turn the head from side to side, and I just want you to check in where there's still some stiffness going on. Just sort of make a note of that. So I want to give you something for your toolbox when you start to feel tense around the neck, tense around the shoulders. This is a really simple practice. It will really be helpful. So you've noted where the tightness is when the head wants to stop and the neck gets stiff. So if you bring your head back, hope this is right for your shoulders, interlace your fingers and just rest the hands behind the head. The elbows go out to the side. If you don't, just dangle the arms. All right. Either way, you can still do it. So keeping your head still, you're going to move these eyes and look towards your right elbow. Sorry, I need to do opposite. Right elbow. So the head stays still and you just move the eyes. So the eye muscles are getting a real stretch. If you're still dangling the arms, then you're going to look round as far as you can to your right with that head still steady. All right. Don't feel as you've got to strain the shoulders. Now, the eyes don't always like this. They sometimes want to come back to an easier place, but keep looking around as far as you can. Eye muscles need to be stretched off as well as the rest of our body. And stretching the eye muscles can have quite a profound effect on the rest of the body. Same when we stretch out the toes. Okay, so bring the eyes back and give them a bit of a blink. If the shoulders feel okay, keep the hands there. If they don't, then dangle them. And then look to your left. So the head stays where it is. You take the eyes right around the corner to that elbow. And golly, do the eyes muscles get a stretch. Keep it up for a little bit longer. Longer the better. So if you're doing this as a standalone at home, you can stay here a lot longer. Sometimes you can actually feel a shift in the body. Sometimes you yawn. You know, when there's an energy shift, right? Bring the eyes back, give them a good blink. Release the arms down beside your body, which feels nice anyway. And then turn your head from side to side and see if the stiffness that you found has now gone. So that's easy to remember, but it's incredibly effective. An awful lot of stress in our bodies come in via our eyes. Through things we see, things we read, our body reacts to that. Okay. Fabulous. Right, let's leave the arms down beside our body. Because I just think it's nice for the shoulders to give themselves a dangle. We're going to work through these shoulders in a different way. So we often square, make a square movement. Today we're just going to circle them. All right, but feel as though the circle is as big as you can possibly make it. So moving the shoulders forward so the chest sort of caves in. Start making a really big circle, but I want it as slow as you can make it go. I mean, hyper slow. And that way you can feel into all the crunchy bits. And you go, oh, wow, I didn't know that was there. See if you can get the same amount of movement in each shoulder. Sometimes one is a bit lazier than the other, but really slow. Let's do one more in that direction. And then switch, going backwards. So go back, so the chest opens towards the ears, falling down, but just a nice big circle. And if you've done the square movement with me, you'll feel that this is different. You just get crunchy bits in a different way. All right, we'll do one more. Lovely. So that should have freed up all the way down to our shoulders anyway. Excuse me. Right, let us bring the hands like to the back of the chair. And now we've opened up through this whole space. We're going to lift the chest and make that go a little bit deeper as a stretch. Okay. So you don't bring the head back. It just moves slightly because, you know, the spine has moved. So just holding somewhere at the back of your chair and just lifting the chest. So you just slightly look up just a little bit, but it's all about opening through this chest. The muscles here can really shorten. And then take your breath and see if you can expand a little bit more into that space. And then let us just release that. Okay, so some weeks we've done the figure of 8 in our hips. Today we're going to do it with our arms. The figure of 8 in energy medicine yoga is actually called Celtic weave. And if you look into it, we've got these weaves all through the DNA in our body. And in energy medicine, the weaves, when we do them physically with our body, help to strengthen our body. Okay, because it puts more of these weaves within us, which is very strengthening. So we're just going to do these weaves all around our body. All right, so we're going to go with the breath. So we in-breath and bring the arms up and out, only as high as your shoulders let you go. And then these figure of 8s, it's like you're building a wall all around your body. So the out breath is the figure of eights. All right. So when you in breath, then you can turn. So you're drawing them in your energy field, what we call the aura. Okay. So we can use this to keep out other people's negative energy. There's enough of that around at the moment. And we can also feel as though we're building a wall to keep ourselves strong. So when you've done your yoga practice, you want to keep all that lovely work in. You could do a few of these with the intention that all that extra energy is going to stay within you. All right. So you're just moving around your body like you're sort of building your armor, really. Because people can nick our energy. So we build it up for ourselves and other people want to come in and take it. So this is a good way to hold ourselves firm, really. Let's do one more. All right, wherever you are. Okay, and then bring our hands back. Right, we haven't worked too much through the spine yet. So we're going to do our cat-cows. Let me turn sideways. So hands on the thighs. And just feel this movement is all about the spine, all about opening up between the vertebrae. All right, so on your in-breath, there's that lift of the chest again. You might feel it dives into your lower back. And then on the out-breath, you do opposite. So you push into your lower back, round your spine and tuck the chin to the chest. And that's your movement. So you're going with your breath, so the in-breath. Opening the chest, activate that lower back, and then on the out-breath, you just round in. You might even find you touch the back of your seat. So now we're within an out-breath through the nose. Unless you've got a cold, or unless you particularly want to get rid of some tension in the body, then do that lovely long out breath if you want. So think spine, think mobilization. Let's do one more. Wherever you are, just make one more. And then come back to having a lovely long spine. Okay, so let's work down our body. We're going to come into these hips, but in a slightly different way. So you can lean back into the chair. And then we're going to lift this right knee and give it a hug. Okay, so either on the knee or the thigh, wherever you can get to, you're going to lift it up and give it a hug. All right, so wherever you can get to. All right. Sometimes you get a little bit tight in the hip, but just see where you can get to with it. As long as you feel as though you're sort of working into that hip crease, then you're doing a good job. And also, if your hand's on the outside, you're working through the knee as well. It doesn't matter either way. And over time, you'll find more movement in there. All right, so let's bring that foot to the floor, and then we're just going to switch over. So lift it up. You know, you can come up and help lift the leg up if you want. You can be underneath. You can be here. Wherever you get to, doesn't matter. Just try and keep a nice long spine if you can. Excuse me. Sometimes our arms aren't long enough. And bring that down. Right, let's open the knees and make sure we feel as though we've got a nice long spine. We're going to bring the hands to the legs and we're going to turn in each direction. So this is going to be one of our twists. All right, so we in breath here, and then we out breath, we take the left shoulder down towards the right knee and we look behind. When we need to in breath, we come back up and then go to the other side. So this right shoulder come towards the left knee and you just look behind again, okay? So off you go with your own breath. In breath, we lengthen the spine. And your out breath, you're just trying to bring that shoulder across. Like that dance we used to do years ago, do you remember? Don't ask me what it's called. And then we just come across again. But this twist is quite nice because it also massages all our internal organs, so it gets them going. And if you do a few, you might find you get a little bit further the more you do. Lovely. Let's do one more round then. Oh, it's made me hot. Something moved. So when you feel you've done the same amount on each side, and come to a stop. But you always want to make sure you finish on an even numbered side. All right. Fabulous. Okay, so we're going to keep the legs where they are. Lean back in the chair. This is the one where we bring the arms and the legs off the floor. All right, so make sure you're nice and tight around the belly. And on your in-breath, bring the arms and legs up. Hold it as long as you can. And when you need to out-breath, then bring them down, okay? Go with your own breath now. So big lift of everything. Lovely star shape. And then come down when your out-breath comes. So remember, I have to talk, so I don't always get my breath right. So you might be able to stay up longer than me because I'm just sort of gauging what's going on. If that makes sense. Gosh, I'm getting hot. Maybe a coffee on a warm day wasn't a good idea. Hey, never mind. It too will pass. Lovely. Right, one more. Give it all you've got. Fabulous. And come back down. Love it. I mean, that really gets the energy moving. Okay, where are we now? Maybe too hot to think, to be honest. All right, we'll come back up to the shoulders and we'll do our shoulder flow. We're going to hold it for a little bit longer, so not necessarily going with the breath. I think we're going to have to. There we go. Okay. Right, so let's bring the arms up and out like we're going to sing. So open up through the chest. Remember, this is all about the shoulders. And then from here, we're going to circle the arms and bring them forward, interlace the fingers and push the palms to me. And you want to feel as though the back is opening up, the upper back is having a stretch out. And from here, you're going to bring the arms up and take them over the head as far as the shoulders will let you go. So we're just holding it a little bit longer and not working so much with the breath. So the palms now come behind the head and the elbows are going to tuck in towards the nose. Once you've tucked them in, you're then going to take your nose and the elbows upwards. So you're trying to open up through the bottom of the shoulder girdle there. Right, let's release that. Take the hands back to holding the back of the chair. And come in once more to that lifting of the chest, shoulder blades together. So we should have a bit more movement there now. And breathe into that chest again if you wish. Okay, so let's release that and then bring the arms all the way up so the palms are going to come together, if they will. And then gently bring your hands back down. Right, let's do one more then. So sing. Don't stay quite as long. Swing the arms around, interlace the fingers. Take the palms and push to me. Lovely. In breath, bring the arms up, take them back as far as you can. So we're operating our lymphatic system here. Okay, and then clearing out all the sludge that we build up in our body. So hand behind the head and take those elbows in. Happens to us all. And then lifting up. Maybe looking up a little bit. Always thinking shoulders when we're going through these. Okay, bring the head and the shoulders back. And then we're going to release the hands to the back of that chair. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest. Shoulder blades gently come towards each other. Release and then bring the arms above the head with the palm, together. Lovely, and then bring the hands back down. All right, let's widen those knees again. Everything should be warmed up enough now for our forward bend. So again, we're going to slide the hands down the legs or just dangle the arms in front, whatever feels right for you. Let's tuck the chin first. Make sure we feel those feet on the floor. Gently bring ourselves down. So basically the arms are either going to dangle or gently hold on to something so you feel secure enough. Bring your breath into the back. Feel the lungs expand into the ribs there, as opposed to into the front of the body. And for a moment, focus on your face, so relaxing the cheeks, the jaw, the tongue. So just feeling as though the face is sort of melting towards the floor. So if you can soften the tension in your face while the spine is naturally opening itself up. All right. And let's in breath and stack the spine, bring the head up last. Fabulous. Let's walk the feet in. Just a hip width apart. All right, bring the hands up to the shoulders and the elbows out to the side, just as far as that feels comfy. Keep the spine lovely and long, crown of the head upwards. And we're going to work with our breath, twisting the spine. Okay, so on an in-breath, turn towards your left. So you twist from the waist and look behind. And on your out-breath, you're going to come all the other way into the twist the other side. So you in-breath in one direction. And you out-breath into the other. So go with a nice long breath. Use those eye muscles again. Let's do one more round if your shoulders are up for it, otherwise come to a stop. And come back to center, release the hands. Nice one. Quite a lot of work through the shoulders today. So we're going to focus on our fingers for a sec. So what we're going to do is we're going to flick each finger individually. All right. So the thumb's going to flick each finger. And you're just going to keep going around flicking each finger. So you know at the beginning when we tap into the meridians, they also go through the fingers. Some start and some end here. So what we're doing is we're like waking some of the other ones up, like the heart, kidneys, stomach, what else? Loads of them, all the other meridians. So you just flick each finger one at a time. So in one of the videos we massaged, I think, didn't we? But today we're just going to flick. So there's lots of different ways to wake the body's energy up. And I feel as though I need it today. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Some days that's just the way it is. Right, let's do one more round. So even if you don't fancy like doing anything, you can always flick the fingers and get the energy moving around the body. Okay, and then we'll give them a shake side to side, up and down, whatever feels right, just to make sure that energy is sort of all moving around. Okay, a little bit more on the legs, I reckon. So long through our spine. If you want help, then hang on to the chair. If you want to have a go with the hands in the lap, again, squeeze in all around the waist. That's what's going to keep you strong. Start with the right leg and we're going to take it out straight. So just slide it up. So you'll feel the tummy has to help bring that leg up. You're going to tuck the toes in towards your shin and push the heel towards me. So straight, doesn't matter how high you get it, the work is still being done. All right. You can even do it with the heel on the floor and start pushing away. It doesn't matter where you are. And then you have to remember to keep breathing because this can be quite a challenge. But keep the breath moving because that's where the energy is going to come in. Point the toes, if you're still with me. And then bring that leg down. All right. So readjust yourself if you need to, and we'll go to this left leg. So just slide it forward, tuck the toes, push the heel to me. So we want to lengthen out the back of this leg. All right. Because when we're seated quite a lot, the back muscles can shorten. So giving them a good old stretch like this is really, really valuable. Helps to keep them nice and pliable. You know, and when muscles shorten in one part of the body, it can affect another part. And point the toe. All right, so bring that foot back down. What we're going to do here is come up onto the toes. Like we're a ballerina, come up onto the toes. And then I want you to see how much movement you can bring through the ankle. So you're just sort of trying a circle. You can do one at a time. Yeah, maybe one at a time is better for the brain. And then you're just going to try and get in there as much as you can. And as well as the fingers, the feet, the toes have got meridians where they start and end. I'm going the other direction. So we're just waking them up a little bit as well. Want to keep the ankle nice and mobile. There we go. All right, let's do the other one. Unless you're doing them both at a time, then you're going to have to keep going. All right. And then the other direction. Lovely. Super. And then bring the feet back down to the floor. Right, let us sit ourselves back in our seat. And bring the hands into our lap. The feet are firmly on the floor, so you feel as though you're grounded. This is called grounding, when you can really feel the feet connected. Close the eyes and feel the breath relax. So I've been talking about energy quite a bit today, so I'll keep with that theme, I think. You may have heard of earthing, where people go out onto their grass, onto the beach, or somewhere in nature, and they walk barefoot. Now, I want you to visualize where a point is on the soles of your feet. So this is called the kidney 1 point. You've got the pads of your feet. At the bottom of the pad of the foot, as you work towards the heel, that direction. In the middle, so if you were to scrunch your toes up, you could even do it yourself, there's an indent. That is where the kidney 1 point is. So it's just underneath the pad of the foot, right in the center there. Now, when people walk barefoot, it's that meridian that gets stimulated and draws up the energy from the earth. So it might not make sense if you don't work with energy per se, but that is a real thing. So I want you to visualize that you've found the kidney 1 spots. And that your feet are on the earth, not on your carpet, not on your, flooring, but deeper down than that. So you could even visualize yourself somewhere where you can get the feet clearly on the earth. If you're not a visualizer, then you just feel it, or just have a knowing. And on this kidney point, in your mind, or feel that you're growing a big root. And this root is going down, down into the earth through all the different layers of the earth, from the crust at the top, down, 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 deep down, to where all that energy is being generated. And when you feel you're at the right place, I want you to draw up through this big root the earth's energy. So you can see or feel it coming up the root. It might be a color, might just be a feeling of the energy coming up. Then you'll get to the soles of your feet. This energy is going to come up your legs. So it's nice maybe to have a color in mind, or a feeling, maybe a vibration that's coming up the legs. As it comes up the legs, it comes into your torso, into the arms, and up into your head. Just feel as though this energy is being absorbed into every cell of your body. Some people can see that, some people feel that. Doesn't matter. If you found a color, then your whole body will become that color. So you're asking the earth for a share of its energy, which it's always willing to give you. So maybe taking my sentence from today, I have more than enough energy for everything I have to do. I have more than enough energy for everything I wish to do. Maybe you can just gently say that sentence to yourself a few times. Doesn't matter if your conscious mind doesn't believe it. Say it anyway. Feel the whole of your body filled with this earth energy. And now give thanks to the earth for what it shared. Draw up your roots into the soles of your feet, knowing that they're always there to reach out and communicate. So your body is now energized, ready for the day. Practice you could do every day, first thing in the morning. Maybe along with your wake up. So now bring some movement into your toes, into your fingers, your hands, your feet. Because we need to come back into your space. And then just bring the palms over your heart. And I'll just close the class with Namaste. And that word just means, put simply, that we honor each other's practice, the coming together of the yoga, honoring all the teachers that have gone before us and those that are yet to come. So opening your eyes when you're ready.